Hi guys, Matt here from the Forex Coach. It's now Thursday the 23rd of November. We had a good day yesterday of a few winning trades. I've just had a setup come on the 5-minute chart on the DAX for a short. Now I want to take this for a few reasons. I mean, it's come up to this 21 period moving average on the hourly chart. Now the only thing, it's overbought on the 5-minute chart. The only thing that I'd like to really see is just to push up to this upper price envelope. So what I've decided is to sit out of this trade now immediately, but if it does get this secondary push up, then I will take the short. So at the moment I'm going to leave it. If it rolls back over and keeps going, then we've missed out. Because you know, we're getting close to these lows down here, so there's the possibility that it could come down and take these lows out. So that's the plan. I just want it to have this secondary push back up, and then we'll be able to take it on the short side. Okay, so we just we came off and now we are pushing up. So I'm just now looking at the charts here. So the 1 minute we've come off the oversold. We're just pushing up higher now. Are we going to get up to this? It's virtually there, so I think I'm going to take the short here. Okay, I'm taking the short there. I'm going to delete the pending order. Okay, so I'm just going to put the stop in now, and I'm going to put the stop in above this 21 period moving average here, just to give it a bit of room. Then I'm just going to put the target in, and I'm going to go for these around about these lows here for now, but I will take part profit before that. Okay, so that's the trade, and we'll see how it plays out. Okay, so I'm just going to run through some scenarios with this DAX trade and what could happen. So on the daily charts, we've had this strong move down yesterday. So we had this downwards start this downwards trend, this reaction of this 50 period moving average, this bounce up to the 21 period average, and then this sell off yesterday. Now there's no reason why this price action today could not bounce back up to this upper price envelope. So I need to be cautious because there's two ways where this would happen. First way that this could happen is that this 1 hour chart just keeps going, and we get this just keep pushing higher and higher and higher until the CMO kind of gets to the overbought zone up here. Price is kind of up here somewhere, and we're back on this upper price envelope, and that happens now in this move. The other scenario, and we get stopped out on this trade, the other scenario is that we get a small blip down now, and therefore down to sort of this lower price envelope, and then it pushes higher. Or the other scenario is that we get this push down today, this morning, break of these lows, and then this afternoon, sort of in the US session, it then starts to turn around and then come back up, and it follows the Dow, which you know might lead the way by having a stronger day, and therefore it might close the day up here, or it might push up there late this afternoon and then start selling off. So there's 3 or 4 different routes which this price action can take today. Now it's difficult to then decide when do you take your profits, when do you get in and out of the position. So based on that analysis, I've got to just weigh all them different options up today. And you know, the easiest option, well, I won't have to make any decisions if this price just smashes through, just keeps pushing higher and stops me out. If it starts to roll over and it gets to sort of this zone here, then I'd probably take part of profit. But if it got to this zone here and then looked like it was going to turn back up and then push higher, then I'd take profit, trail stop down, and then get stopped out on the trade. So the only way that I'm going to make the return that I want is if the scenario where it just rolls over and keeps going down happens. But as I say, there's you know, even with this entry, even if the entry was correct, there's still then sort of a 1 in 4 chance of the move that I'm looking for to actually then happen. And I just thought that'd be good to go through that and some of the thought process that's going on in my head with this trade and what could be happening with the DAX today. Okay, so we're still in this DAX position. I was just looking at the hourly chart, and I think that there will have to be some sort of partial profit taken if price happens to get down to this area here, so sort of 112,949, which is our lower price envelope on the hourly chart. If price gets down there, then there's going to have to be some sort of partial profit taken off that. The other thing I was just looking at is whether I could trail the stop down. Now, it was a good entry, and we're right at the tip of this bar. We're above the upper price envelope here on the 15-minute chart, and probably going to be just about above it. If this does close down and this starts to curl around, we're probably going to be just above it on the 30-minute chart as well. So I'm going to look to potentially trail the stop down to maybe just above this 50-period moving average here on the 30-minute chart, and reduce the risk, because if it does break higher and push higher, then there may be the chance, and then get stopped out, it would be such a small loss that there'd then be the opportunity to get in on a second attempt short at some point later on this morning. So I'm going to watch the price action and see how it plays out, and then make a decision. This 4-hour close here on this DAX is quite bullish. This candle here is quite bullish, and as we've seen previously, when these are bullish, it can just keep going. We've got a little trend here where we've got higher highs and lower lows. If we take this low here, higher low, sorry, if we take this low here, here and here, which is sort of a bullish pattern on the 4-hour chart. So I'm just thinking this trade's got the potential to fail here, because this could push up. That being said, there's going to be loads of stop losses below these lows, stop losses below these lows, and now stop losses below here, which also makes you question, well, will the market want to take those out before it does move higher? So I think I'm definitely going to have to, well, I have actually trailed the stop down now, so I've moved the stop down to reduce the risk of this trade, and I've put the stop just above this 50-period moving average here on the 30-minute chart. Okay, just taking a short on the Aussie dollar as well. So we've got 2 day trades running this morning. Reason being, on the daily chart, it's come up to pretty much the 21-period moving average. I've now got the stop above that to give it a bit of room, and looking for a move back down on the hourly chart down to sort of the 50-period and the 200-period moving average, which should curl around here. On the 4-hour chart, it's looking sort of in the realms of being overbought. It's also hit the 200-period moving average here, or the 100-period moving average here. So looking for that then to roll over and have a move back down. With regards to the DAX trade, this is probably now a hedge to the DAX trade, because if we see the Aussie come off, and therefore dollar strength, then we'll probably see the euro come off, and if we see the euro come off, then we're probably going to see the DAX push higher. So it's almost a hedge in a way against the DAX trade. Okay, so we've been trailing, stopped out on the DAX. We trailed the stop down, and it's just pushing higher. There's always a possibility that it could, especially if we now see the euro come off. However, I have just seen the euros just pushed higher on news, which would suggest that you're going to see the this DAX actually sell off now, because the euro is just now pushed higher on this news announcement. But either way, we've been stopped on this one. It went into profit from the initial entry, but it just didn't follow through, and it's just continued to push higher here. Just having a small second attempt on this DAX short. I don't think, I think it looks like we're going to follow through with this push up, but we have hit some resistance levels, so I'd just like to see this come off slightly. If we hit target on this, it's going to pay for the loss, so it's just a small second attempt there, small tight stop loss and relatively small target there. Okay, still in this second attempt on this DAX short. It has started to come off actually, so I mean, it's not a big target at all, and but the overall pattern, the overall momentum is to the upside. It's now just hit target, so we've recovered our loss there. Unfortunately, it was a timing issue with the first trade there, and you know, we got in here. It was a good entry. It did start to come off, but unfortunately, it just didn't follow through. Now, this trade here, what we've just done, you know, at the end of the day, the trend is now up and it's pointing up. So, you know, we're coming into this support zone here, and you know, in theory, this could now follow through and push higher. So, but yeah, I think the lesson here is, you know, if you've got an idea and a view, although sometimes you might be wrong on the timing, don't just always sit out. You can take a second attempt, and often your second attempt might come off. Now, that will probably just pay for your loss on the first attempt, like it has in this case. But at least you're better off than, and you know that your theory and your trade was correct and your view was correct on the market. But looking at the DAX now, you know, we have had this strong close. Yes, this could come off. This could, you know, follow through and sell down now, but it could also bounce off of this lower price envelope here and then continue to push higher. So it's just a hard one to gauge what's going to happen at the moment with regards to the price action. This is a strong bar down that we've just closed out of. So this could be the start of another run down, so to speak. But unfortunately for us, it needed to be on the first attempt for this to work. That second attempt was just based on the price action that we've seen and a recovery effectively of the loss. So yeah, we're in conflict now on this DAX, so there's reasons for it to push higher and push lower. If you look at the 30-minute chart, you know, we're kind of pushing up. We've got this upwards facing 21 period moving average, so I couldn't hold on to this short position here, although this could close out in the next hour and this could start to roll back round and then we could see it come off. But as far as the trade was set up that we had this morning, is that unfortunately that is the end of the trade. Now if you look at the 1 minute chart, it's actually oversold here, and this could be the start of a bounce. So there's no trade available there. However, I just checked the account and it was overall profit on the DAX today. So the loss that we took this morning on the first attempt was smaller than the win just on that second attempt. So it was a profitable morning. Not a lot of profit, but something. The Aussie dollar is now just starting to come off, and I've just had a setup come on the pound dollar for a potential short. Now I'm not taking this because we're already in the Aussie dollar short, and it's, you know, a similar trade. We're playing off potential dollar strength, but you know, on the 4-hour chart, the pound has got the potential here to roll over. Now it would be interesting if it just pushed up to this upper price envelope, because that would be a really good entry for a short there, but I don't think I can justify taking it based on the fact that we're already in the Aussie trade. So the Aussie's messing about a little bit. Started to come off somewhat now, so we'll see if this one follows through. Target wise for that, you know, it's still reasonable. We're looking for a bit of a reversal of this sort of uptrend here and a bit of a pullback, really, more than anything. Okay, just back. I've just been out for a bit. I've seen checked on my phone and seen that the Aussie came off a bit, but I've just come back to the screen. I was thinking about taking a part profit, but I just can't justify it because there's just no profit there in order to take. So the move has just been a little bit slower than I was expecting. So we've got in around here. It has come off, and I think we're going to have to hold out for a bigger move here. Now, the problem is with this is that the momentum is to the upside. As you can see, the trend is to the upside, and it has got the potential to keep going. Now, what I'm looking for here in order to hit target is we really need to see this sort of rolling over from here, and this starting to come off. So we'll hold out for now. I could probably try the stop down and risk less on this trade, and I'll probably use the 1 hour chart in order to do that, so that would allow me to bring my stop down to the high there and reduce the risk. So I'll now just do that. So trailing the stop down to the high. I'm going to go a tad above it because I have noticed on these spikes we're getting lately, just taking out highs and taking out stops and stuff, because we won't be the only one with our stop there now. There'll be lots of people also doing that. So you've got to think about the market sometimes, and you know the market's job is to fill order, and that is an order up there. So when you get them grouped together and bunched together, and institutions and brokers and stuff like that see these orders, they have the interest to take them out and fill those orders. So yeah, we'll hold out and see what happens with this trade from here. Hi, it's Matt here again, and it's now late afternoon, 5 o'clock. We've been sitting in this Aussie dollar short for quite a good few hours now, since this morning. So it's just consolidated. It's not really going anywhere fast. It's pretty slow, the markets of late. Other than yesterday, we had a bit of action, but I'm just going to leave this for now. I'm happy with the stoppers. It's a very low risk trade now. I'm going to leave it on and see if it can have a pull down, because I still think that there's a potential for tomorrow for this to come down a fair way on the daily chart. So that's the plan. Stay in it and leave it overnight and see what happens. That's it for today. So we've had a small net win on the DAX from this morning. Other than that, it's been pretty much flat for the day.